Yo, what's good? This is bumblejosh here, and today we're taking a look at SML Ideas 12. Now, there's some good ideas, and I hope you like this day. And yeah, so let's go fast. Let's go. This idea is called SML Jeffy the Skeleton. Now, this could be in a Halloween video of next year or the next year after that. Depends on Logan if you could consider this idea. The video starts is like Jeffy's getting ready for Halloween, and he needs to find his trick or treat bucket. Then he needs to get water from the kitchen first, but he accidentally spills some water to his computer, and then a shock or electricity on him. Then Mario hears a commotion, and then he sees Jeffy skeleton come to life. And Mario tries to call the doctor. T guy is here, and when he looks at Jeffy, he said, "Is that my ex-wife on a diet? I see what I see." Well, okay, I'm sorry. That would be really funny. And 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 the doctor cannot do anything because he's a skeleton. And Mario decides him to not go trick or treating like this because they'll make fun of him and be scary. And Jeffy does not care, and so tries to sneak out. And so Jeffy goes Halloween with his friends Junior, Joseph, and Cody, and his girlfriend Kaylee. And so they go trick or treat, and Jeffy decided to scare people on Halloween. And Mario have an idea to bring him back, and so he used his skin and some electricity. With the tool of power, he used them and bring Jeffy to life in his human form. This idea could be a really good idea. Next idea, SMO Frankenstein. Now, this is another Halloween video, and this is like kind of a good idea. Hear me out. This idea is about when Cody, Joseph, Junior, and Jeffy have nothing to do, and Cody wants to play toss outside, and so they agreed, and so they played toss, and then Joseph accidentally hit Ken and fly him out on the road, and they get ran over. His pieces go broken, and Cody was sad and scared, and so 2 days later, he was still sad, and Joseph say, "It's just a doll, dude." Then Junior decided to play the game live, and Cody say, "Okay," in a sad voice, but Cody realized he can bring him back because Junior says life, and so he needs the help of Junior, Joseph, and Cody to bring him back to life. So he dig up the grave, and he needs some body parts. He needs a leg, an arm, a heart, and a replacement brain, and stitches. Jeffrey wanted to get the brain, but he accidentally got the wrong brain, and so with the power of electricity, Cody said in the famous quote, "It's alive! It's alive! It's alive!" And so Ken was really taller than them, and he started to like, "Ugh." And they were shocked to look at the design, and throughout the video, Cody had to learn. Cody teaches Ken the meaning of life, and sooner or later he becomes on a rampage like the movie, and so they had to figure out to bring him back to his normal self. This idea could be a good idea in a Halloween video. Yeah, Logan should do this one. The next idea is Isabel Bowser's the new room. This idea could be now since we have Junior's new room and Shibu's room, since they have new, so Bowser room. And this idea, Bowser wants to get this is how it goes. Bowser was watching Charlie and Friends, then after watching, he felt something different about his room because his room is too short, there's enough space, and he asked Shibu to make him a room, but Bowser wants it really bad. But Chibi said, "Do you have Junior's room?" And then Bowser changed his mind because he does not want to live in Junior's room because it's a nightmare. And so Chibi decides to say to Bowser he can move to another room or build a new room. And so Bowser decided to call the construction worker, which is T guy. And the image, I cannot find a construction worker of Brooklyn T guy, and so this is far closely, and so Brooklyn decided to help Bowser to find a room, and so they used a secret door, and Bowser liked this one, and so he begins to build. And so Bowser likes it. The room, the bed, the carpet, even there was an AC. And so he really liked it. And yeah. And then Chibi said, "Can I have Judy room now?" And then Bowser said, "Oh, well, Chibi, there's no bed or nothing." And Chibi just like, "What? Ugh, Bowser, why?" And Bowser decided to ignore that. And yeah, this SMO video could be a good idea. Yeah, SMO Precious the Cooker. Now, this idea could be a good idea. Now, this one's about Chibi cooks burnt mac and cheese with Junior and Bowser, and they don't like it. Chibi does not care about it. Precious see the whole thing and decided to make the cook better. And so they liked it, and Chibi gets really jealous and says, "Oh, how she made that? It's just a cat." And so there's a competition of the cooking. Whoever makes it will want $1 million. Whoever did not cook it will never cook again. And so the challenge began, and Chibi secretly planned to ruin Precious cooking, and so she did. And so they taste test with both of them, and they both disqualified because there's a hair on Chibi's food. And so Chibi says to Junior he apologized for losing him, and then Junior agrees. He accepts it. Yeah. Next idea, SMO Chompy versus Precious. Now this idea could be a really good idea since then there's a video about, this video is all about Junior is playing with Precious. There was a knock at the door. It was Chompy, and Junior was shocked and scared that he would place him. And then Chompy sees this. He starts barking at Precious, and so Junior didn't decide which two of them we should keep. But Chibi says that one I had to get rid of, and so they go challenge. And so the challenge began of challenge number 1, dodge, and challenge number 2. And so the challenge of dogs and cat. And so Junior decided to keep them both, and Chibi just like, "Ugh, why me?" This idea could be good. Next idea, SMO A Chompy Way Home. This is actually a direct sequel to the SMO movie Precious the Rapper. And so the video begins of Chibi throwing out Chompy, and so Chompy doesn't know what to do, and so goes adventure by himself. Later, he steals a hot dog and eats it, and decides to live with Hansel, the homeless guy. And so both of them have a good time, and then Chompy finds another stray dog, which is pretty cool. It's just a stray dog, and so they become friends. And so Chompy have a good time, spend 3 days, and so he realized he needed to go back home with Junior, and so he decided to do the right thing to give a stray dog to the homeless guy, which is nice. Later, he gets attacked by stray dogs, bad dogs, and so he attacks them but failed. And so the stray dog helps him and say one final goodbye. He finds home, and the video ends. This idea could be a good idea. Yeah. This is the SMO Jeffy Sword. This idea could be a really good idea. The video's about Jeffy finds a sword and decides to keep it. No, this is about Jeffy says to Mario he does a choice, and Mario sees it. He believes him, and so he decides to get a sword. He finds a pencil sword, which is pretty cool because it can do power and stuff. And so he likes it, and then he can do magic, like drop it into life and swing. And so he uses it on Bully Bill, and yeah. And throughout the video, he tests it on the pencil to objects or people, and he liked it. This idea could be a really good idea. Now I'm gonna end the video because there's plenty more ideas, so I had to end the video. So goodbye, and also peace out, my bros.